Yo, yo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorillas in the building. Hitting y'all with this discussion, this live stream, because it's time to stop playing games in the sport of boxing. It's time to stop playing games. It's time to shit or get off the pot, as they say. Shit or get off the pot. It's time to shit, get off the pot, y'all. Especially for those boxers who consider themselves to be elite boxers that hold titles, that hold belts at certain weight classes. And instead of progressing, instead of advancing, they're trying to make lateral movements. They're trying to make all these different moves to make the most money they can without challenging themselves as they should. They want to be treated as legends, but don't want to act like legends. So today, I'm going to be talking about Shakur Stevenson and whether or not he should retire. Right? I'm going to just generally cover it because I would love to have this discussion on Throwdown Thursday with somebody. As Shakur Stevenson fan, Shakur Stevenson supporter, I would like to have this discussion because we have these sanctioning bodies and we have weight classes and we have guys that are progressing through the ranks to one day achieve championship status. And some guys, they try to maneuver and they try to cut corners in order to achieve, these great feats. But it's becoming more and more obvious that they're trying to serve two masters, so to speak. Right? You're trying to serve two masters. You're trying to not even really serve two masters. You're trying to exist in two different places at the same time. Right? Look at Shakur Stevenson. He is the WBC champion at 135. He just fought William Zepeda. Right? And in the first half of the fight, he was arguably losing. He got hurt in the third round, in my opinion. But he went on in the second half of the fight to close it out and to basically, he set himself apart in the last half of that fight and showed why Shakur Stevenson boxing is the best Shakur Stevenson we can see. Dead Mike, salute. Salute, Vibe Central, salute. What did I eat today? Okay. Anyway, I ate some food. I had some, I had this bar. It's like a whole meal bar, really. It has 20 grams of protein, all organic ingredients, has like 4 ingredients in it. You know what I'm saying? So I ate that today. Later on, I'll be having a nice meal with the kids. Probably some carne asada. I think we're gonna eat some carne asada today. Carne asada tacos for dinner. Anyway, Shakur Stevenson beat William Zepeda. Okay, he defended his WBC title, as he should, because he is a champion at 135. So if you're a champion at a weight class, you should be defending your title or trying to unify. And if you have no interest in fighting in that weight class any longer, you should be moving up to the next weight class and try and challenge someone in the weight class or something. Like, if you're trying to be a champion and get treated as a champion and have your career laid out like a champion, you should be doing championship shit, right? Do championship shit. Do champion style shit. But Shakur goes on Cigar Talk, and he discusses going up to 147 to fight Conor Benn. Conor Benn. Someone calls me a weirdo. Okay, good for you. I am weird. Okay. Conor Benn does not campaign at 147, and he's not a champion at 147. So why are we going up to 147 to fight Conor Benn? For what purpose? And if you're doing that, are you going to drop the WBC belt? Or do you plan on going up there and fighting Conor Benn and coming back down? I don't understand what we're doing in the sport of boxing today. Now, does that necessarily mean that he should retire because he's trying to do that? No, that's not why I'm asking this question. But it's one of the reasons, right? It's one reason because it doesn't appear that he is trying to progress. It doesn't appear he's trying to progress. It appears that he's trying to fight in big money fights just for the hell of it. Well, you don't need to be a professional boxer to do that. You don't. You really don't. And another reason I bring it up, did I get a new whip? No. Andrew Martinez says Shakur Stevenson
shoulder ahead.
has brittle hands or pillow hands. Yes, he does. He has brittle hands. That's really the most important part, right? He has brittle hands. That's another reason I bring up retirement for him. Every time he fights, he messes his hands up more and more. And this is going to greatly diminish as his career progresses. So, what are we doing about that? What is he doing about his hands? Is he going to do what Floyd Mayweather did? Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV because he brought this up yesterday. Floyd Mayweather would get injections in his hands so that, because Floyd Mayweather had brittle hands as well, right? But he got injections in his hands to kind of take away the pain so that his hand would be numb during his fights and things like that. But apparently he could only really do this in Las Vegas because the thing that he was getting injected into him was considered to be a performance-enhancing drug. But it's allowed in Las Vegas. Is that what Shakur Stevenson should do? I mean, here's my problem with these guys, man. Here's my problem with these guys. They want that elite status. They want the elite status, but they don't want to do elite shit. Shelton, LWBC or nothing, salute to you. Salute to everybody coming in. Blue Rush Entertainment or Blood Rush Entertainment, salute to you. Queen Sister Cameron, salute. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm personally not a Shakur fan. I'm from Newark, but not just his style, but I don't believe he back up what he says. No, he doesn't really do that. He doesn't really do it. I'm asking these questions because boxing is about will, right? It's about strength of will because you have to go out there. Every time you fight, you got to go out there and put your life on the line. And you have to be in the right headspace. And every time you step up competition, it becomes more and more difficult for you to do the thing that you were known for. So, let's say Pretty Boy Floyd, man, he was knocking motherfuckers out. Left and right. You know, that was Pretty Boy Floyd. He fought his way to Money Mayweather. But the higher he stepped up in competition, the less he was knocking people out. He had to change his mentality. He had to change his mind state, right? He had to change up, because not only was he not knocking people out like he was before, he had brittle hands. So he had to change up his style a little bit. He had to adjust for his entire career. You know how fighters adjust in the ring when you're in a fight? You make adjustments. When what you're doing isn't working. When what you're doing is getting you trapped and getting you in trouble, you make adjustments. Well, Floyd Mayweather made adjustments for his entire career so he can keep fighting. He focused more on defense. He focused more on picking the shots. He focused more on shot placement and all these different things. He made adjustments not only so he could continue fighting, so he could continue fighting the best competition. The best competition. So that he could continue to step up in competition throughout his career. Because he had a goal, right? His goal wasn't just to get 50 fights with no losses. He wanted to have some of the best. He wanted to have some of the best fighters on his resume while doing so that his legacy cannot be questioned. Think about that. Salute to Stephen X. Coach Hudson's in here, man. Oh shit. Coach Hudson, man. Is this the first time I'm seeing you in my chat, brother? Salute to you, man. Hey, y'all go check Coach Hudson out, man. Matter of fact, let me shout out some people. That we got Stephen X in the building. We got Queen Sister Cameron. We got Coach Hudson. I think, Cameron, are you a managing mod? Can you mod up Coach Hudson? I don't know if you can do that. If I come to a slowdown, I'll give Coach Hudson a wrench, and he can drop his link. Go check him out, man. He be dropping jewels. Real talk. Real talk. Mavericks in the building. Salute to you. Respect to you. Yeah. Jonathan Wahira. Salute to you. Now listen, man. Floyd Mayweather adjusted his entire style so that he can continue to fight, to continue to progress, to build his legacy without question. You can't question Floyd Mayweather's legacy. No matter what they say, they'll say, "Oh, he was ducking this guy, ducking that guy. He was ducking Pacquiao for 5 years." All these different things, but it really doesn't hold water, because the reason he didn't duck Pacquiao, in my opinion. He wanted Pacquiao to test for PEDs. Blood Rush Entertainment says that's why I'm a fan of the past era boxers. Me too. I can't really read. If you want me to read your comment, you got to keep them kind of short. But yeah, I agree with you. Yes, Hulk Hogan died. May he rest wherever he gonna rest. Anyway, so, but I mean, who's doing that in this era of boxing? Who's making those career adjustments? Who's making those career adjustments so that they can maintain their elite status without having to be accommodated, without having to be coddled, without cutting corners, without stepping out of your division and stepping out of your weight class, stepping out of your sanctioning body to go do what? What are we doing? You want to bully your competition? You want to have all the advantages? You're telling the world this. Shakur is telling the world he wants every advantage. He wants to bully his opponent. No, I can't fight Devin at 147. He won't be weight drained enough. I definitely can't fight Bouts at 147. What do I look like? What do I look like challenging myself? But I'll go up there and fight Counter Ben. But is this what elite fighters do? They hold the belt in one division and they move up to another division to fight a fighter who's not a champion. What do we like? What? But I'm supposed to respect Shakur Stevenson because he managed to not get knocked out by Williams Zepeda in the first 6 rounds. And then he decided to do what he should be doing in the first place, which is box the shit out of Zepeda. If you got brittle hands, and that's another thing, Floyd Mayweather, he had to do what he had to do. He was the A side to everybody he fought. So if you wanted to fight him, you had to fight him in Vegas so he could inject his hands so that he could fight. This is what Floyd Mayweather did. He wanted to continue to fight. He wanted to continue to be in that elite status. He wanted his record and his resume to count. He wanted his legacy to be ironclad. He wanted an ironclad legacy. And he built that. What are fighters today willing to do to build a solid, unquestionable legacy? Now, they do have fighters, right, that are mid, that are C-level fighters, that are mediocre. They know their place. Right? Gucci says I'm cool for a white guy. I don't know who you talking to. You ain't talking to me. Stephen A says Floyd never became undisputed though. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. He didn't become undisputed. I don't think he really cared about that. I would have to look into the why didn't he become undisputed? I would have to look into the politics of that. There might be some politics behind that, right? Like they were trying to keep the belt from him, or they were trying to keep the belt spread out so that he wouldn't go undisputed. But I do know he kept. I mean, what is he? A 5-division champion? So yeah, he didn't become undisputed, but he was what, 5 or 6 division champion. Pacquiao was never undisputed. He was like an 8-division champion. So it just depends on what you're doing. If you're not going to unify, or you're not going to unify your division, and you feel like, well, I don't think there's much I can do here, well, I'm going to move up and continue to challenge myself. That's what Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather did. But he's still the GOAT. I mean, it is what it is. But how did he become the GOAT? He was 2 different fighters in his career. He had to become 2 different fighters. Free Palestine, this guy says. I agree. Let's free Palestine. Hey, I'm all about freeing Palestine. Dead Mike says Hulk Hogan didn't like us black kinfolk. Dead Mike, you ain't black, bro. Knock it off. Knock it off, Dead Mike. You ain't black. I'm pretty sure you're one of Minor Mouse's cousins. You ain't fooling me. Blood Rush Entertainment says undisputed to me matters more based off the quality of champions you face. Yes, but if you're moving up in weight classes and fighting great competition in the next weight class, I mean, it could be looked at as the same. You got white in your blood, little homie. 357 Mag. If you are black and you have multiple generations in the United States, too. Let's not kid ourselves. Average black person has up to 25% white blood in them. Okay, I'm light skinned, so just be shitting on my light skinnedness until I take that girl and twist them like a pack of Twizzlers. Okay, go ahead. Hate on my light skinnedness. It's okay. It's sad to say today we lost to Hulk Hogan. I mean, okay, we lost Hulk Hogan. But yeah, I mean, listen, if you want, because some fighters, they don't want to be, they want to be elite. They want to be looked at as elite. They want you to look at them as one of the GOATs, but they don't want to do GOAT shit. You know, they're not making the moves that a GOAT should make. They want the fandom to hold them up, right? They want the fandom to hold them up, and they want to be carried through the sport of boxing without setting a mark, without lighting a torch, without carrying the torch. Lawrence the Mighty, salute. 357 Magnum, salute. Even though you're trying to shit on my light skin in this, it's okay. I salute everyone. Trey Hopper says those who in the Matrix and those who are out unplugged. Oh, here comes the trolls. Anyway. So the bottom line is Shakur has a lot to think about, I believe, in his career. He has to think about what his legacy is going to be. A lot of fighters don't think about that. They don't think about what their legacy is going to be when they're done boxing. And many will tell you they don't care. Right? They'll say, oh, I don't care about legacy. I don't care about belts. You can't feed your family with legacy. And that's not true, right? So if Shakur has brittle hands and he's not, if he hurts his hands every time he goddamn fights, but he's not willing to make certain adjustments, he might be done, right? He might be done. He wants to go up and fight Conor Benn. Look, these guys, they want these big money fights. I don't know why he thinks Conor Benn is a big money fight. If you want to go up and fight Conor Benn for some money, I don't see how that. Since when was Conor Benn a draw? Since when was he a draw? Now I'm hearing he might fight Lamont Roach next.
Right lane blocked ahead.
If he fights Lamont Roach next, then we talking about something. Right? We're talking about something. All right? Because Lamont Roach might be a challenge for him. We like to think that Shakur is a A-level fighter. But when has he fought A-level competition? When has he fought A-level competition? Roach will be a challenge, Stephen X. He will be a challenge. But he's probably not an A-level fighter. Right? And if Lamont Roach will be a challenge, because understand something, Lamont Roach took shots from Tonka Truck Davis. Tonka Truck Davis hits a lot harder than Shakur Stevenson. And if you can't stop Lamont Roach from walking you down and putting paws on you, that can be a problem. Lamont Roach hurt Tonka Truck Davis. Tonka Truck Davis has a good chin. Shakur Stevenson's chin has not been tested yet. But, you know, Shakur Stevenson, he's going to have to rely heavily on boxing. He's going to have to rely heavily on footwork. He's going to have to rely heavily on, you know, turning Lamont Roach. He's going to have to stay out of range. He's going to have to keep him at the end of his jab. You know, he's going to have to sneak in those check hooks and all that shit and all that. Kyle, if you keep spamming, I'm going to have somebody get rid of your ass. Brain No Miracle asks if I'm single. I don't know why that's relevant. Lauren says Shakur is his favorite, and to me, the third best pure boxer in the game, behind Bud and slightly behind Devin. But if he can't move up and wait, and his hands hold up, that's a great question, Lawrence. That's a great question. How is he going to progress?
Right lane blocked ahead.
He wants to go up and fight Conor Benn because he thinks Conor Benn is going to throw a bunch of haymakers and he's just going to pot shot him all night. But Conor Benn is a pressure fighter. He's not William Zepeda. he hits much harder than William Zepeda. So I don't understand why he thinks he's just going to breeze through Conor Benn. He's not going to be able to slow Conor Benn down. Conor Benn can cut off the ring better than William Zepeda, in my opinion. So what is he going to do against Conor Benn? Kyle says he'll haymaker me. Okay, sure, buddy. Okay. I don't, man, we got some different kind of trolls up in here today. I only like women. I'm strictly Clitly. Stutter much? Yeah, I have a speech impediment that I developed when I was a kid, and I went through speech therapy to help with my stutter. So what? So? What does a stutter have to do with anything? Yes, I stutter. I don't give a fuck. You ain't got to apologize. But you can understand what I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure I don't stutter that often, but it's okay. I know myself. The bottom line is Shakur is going to have to make certain decisions going forward in his career. Are you going to fight Conor Benn? Are you going to fight Lamont Roach? Are you going to fight, let's say Abdullah Mason beats Snokes in November. You going to fight him for the IBF belt? Are you going to unify? Are you going to try to unify with Tonka Truck Davis? I mean, what are we doing? Wait, is he? No, he's no. What belt is Abdullah and Snokes fighting for? Because I know Loma retired and had to vacate the IBF belt, and Keyshawn Davis got stripped of the WBO. I forget which one. Anyway, is he gonna unify? What is he doing at 135? Is he gonna want to face anybody? Is he gonna want to face a challenge like Tonka Truck Davis and Abdullah Mason?
On shoulder ahead.
I don't know. Yeah, the vacant WBO. I figured. Yeah, the Keyshawn's belt, because I knew he was in line for that body. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a WBO or IBF. Thanks, Stephen X. Salute to you for that. Yeah, he's fighting for the vacant WBO championship in November. So, is he going to unify? I mean, what is he going to do? Why would he? And a matter of fact, why would he fight Lamont Roach instead of unifying with Tank Davis? Yes, Lawrence. Yeah, Keyshawn's, yes. The WBO that he got stripped of. So, is he going to do that, or is he going to just fucking... Is he going to fight? I mean, what are we doing? That's my question. What are we doing? 135 is in shambles right now. It's floundering. So, I think it's a great question. Should Shakur retire and fight exhibition fights? What should he do? Should he become a promoter? Should he become a commentator? You know what I mean? Like, these guys, they're holding up divisions. They're holding up belts. They're not doing anything with them. Yes, Shakur just defended the WBC belt against Zepeda, but I mean, he had the... What did he do? He fought Padley before that. You know, Floyd Schofield. He was supposed to fight Floyd Schofield. He couldn't wait for Zepeda to have his baby. You know, what What did fighting Padley do for him? Can we hold the fighters more accountable? I said Floyd Schofield. No one said Michael Schofield. I said Floyd. Is he going to try to fight Floyd Schofield again? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he wants that work. I think he beats Floyd Schofield, but I don't think he has it in him to want to fight Floyd Schofield right now. I think he might want to see Floyd fight a couple more people and see how he does and build his confidence back up, right? See if, if what happened to Tevin Farmer was a fluke. Blood Rush says another hype job, I believe, is Edgar Berlanga. Never was sold on him. Yeah, no, he wasn't. I don't know who ever was sold on him. And that's the problem a lot of people had with Canelo fighting him. I mean, what has Berlanga ever done to, like, and this is what I'm saying, Canelo should fucking retire too. But at least Canelo is fighting for something, right? He had to fight William Skull to become undisputed again. I mean, he got stripped before that, but at least he is fighting for something, right? Now, fighting Crawford, I mean, that's just a money fight. It's a money fight, but it's Crawford, right? It's Bud. We're talking about the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world right now. And Canelo is a drug cheat. So if he's a drug cheat, depending on what he was taking, depending on what he got popped for, I don't even think he should be able to fight anymore. But of course, we let people get away with a lot of shit in the sport of boxing, depending on who they are. And that's another problem. Can I tell you what anarchy means? Yes, I can. Anarchy means, the etymology of the word anarchy means no rulers. Anarchon, right? No rulers. That's what it means. No rulers, no authority, no dictators. That's what it means. Now, living as an anarchist means that you live as a free individual and no one has authority over you have sovereignty over your own person. You have sovereignty over your own life. No one can tell you how to live your life. No one can extract what they call taxes from you, right? You live as you see fit. And that's what anarchy is. Anarchy is the truest form of freedom. Stephen X says Canelo is not publishing his VADA test the way Bud is. See, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, why is he able to get away with that? Then Mike, yeah, I do pay taxes. I do pay taxes. I never said that I'm 100% living in anarchy right now. I'm not. But I exercise and practice anarchy as often as I can. You know what I'm saying? Being the way that society is right now, you have to do it when you can. You have to live the best free life you can in this society. That's all you can do, is have as much autonomy as you can within this tyrannical system. You can strive towards anarchy. Somebody says, I'm the man. I appreciate that. Everybody is who they are. But yeah, I just had to pose that question because I'm posing this question now because I want to see in 1 year where Shakur ends up. Where is Shakur going to be in 1 year in his career? Is he going to progress? Is he going to regress? Is he going to step out of his sanctioning body and fight meaningless fights? Is he going to unify? Is he going to move up? He doesn't seem interested in moving up to fight anybody but Conor Benn. So if he fights Conor Benn at 147, is he going to move back down? Is he going to fight Lamont Roach? I mean, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Is my question. Are we going to hold our people accountable? That's my question as well. We got to hold these fighters accountable, man. Or, I mean, y'all understand what's going on? They're trying to change the Muhammad Ali Act so that Dana White can structure TKO boxing like the UFC. Now, I don't know all the details, but the fact that he is trying to do this, I don't know about that, man. But what choice do we have when boxing is in shambles like this and, you know, the promoters aren't doing what they're supposed to do? The sanctioning bodies aren't handling business like they should. And so it leaves it open for these people to come in and make these types of changes. We want to resist the changes, but we don't want to do the work to maintain what we had in the first place. There should not be a monopoly in the sport of boxing, right? Where, because I'm going to tell y'all something. If the TKO takes over and you're a professional boxer,